This is lesson number 4 of 7 of the JSCause tutorial from JSCause.org by 8th Jouster. In this lesson, we'll handle HTML form uploads in our food recipe example. We have 3 parameters: recipe title, recipe description, and recipe photo. Handling the recipe's title and description is straightforward. The photo, however, has 2 attributes. The first one, actually, let's put this all in a photo file variable. So the first one is the file name, which is represented by this name attribute. It's quite straightforward. And of course, we also have the file path. So let's actually examine these in the console so you have an idea what they look like. So here we're going to add a couple of console.log statements. So let's examine the contents of these 2 variables. So once again, let's restart JSCause and let's provide all the information that is required here. We're going to upload a picture, submit the recipe. Okay, so now let's check out the console, and here we can see that we have 2 values from the console.log. We have tomatosala.png, which is our photo or the file name of the photo, and then we have this path. The name is essentially provided for file identification. It may differ a bit from the original file name if JSCause determines that it contains so-called unsafe characters, usually used by malicious actors to try to gain unauthorized access to your site. Those characters are eliminated from the file name before you can use it. The path points to the actual contents of the file. Notice that the name is wildly different. This is expected. It's for privacy and security purposes, similar to what we mentioned about malicious actors. So JSCause stored the file for us, right? Well, not quite. JSCause will delete the file as soon as it's done with this browser request. When the upload completes and the browser shows our page after the upload, the file will be gone. This is because if we do nothing to the file, then it's considered unhandled and thus deleted, so it just doesn't occupy storage space indefinitely. After all, we don't want to run out of space after a while. So we'll need to move the file to its final location. In this case, we'll use the directory we created earlier, recipe images. We'll use the rt.movefile command for that. It's very easy to use. Let's actually remove these 2 console.log statements. Let's rename this variable to move from. And let's actually write a couple of lines. Move to, and the actual move file sentence. So this command needs 2 parameters, the source and the destination. We have both. And after removing, let's inform the visitor with a message that the photo was uploaded successfully. So let's write that right here. And let's give it a try after writing this. There you go. So we save, we reload JSCause, we refresh the page, and it worked apparently. But actually, before we continue, let's make the whole thing OS independent, so it won't matter whether you're on Mac, Linux, or Windows. So that move to command, let's actually replace the way we construct it. So instead of using forward slashes directly, let's actually use the Node.js way. In the end, it's a matter of preference, but this is nice once again because it will make your code more portable. So let's try it. Let's restart. Let's reload the page. And recipe photo uploaded successfully. And there we go. So we can see that the photo was placed inside of recipe images. And since recipe images is inside of the website directory, it will be available to the public. As a side note, for the photo to be available, we'll have to actually restart the server. This will be addressed at a later version of JSCause. Sorry about that. Remember, this is alpha software. What if there is an error in the operation? Let's make a deliberate error by renaming the folder. The move will not work here. Let's just rename website here to website invalid. Of course, this folder does not exist, so it should give us an error. So let's refresh. Again, let's reload. Let's refresh the page. And then we get an error. And if we examine the terminal, we have more details. Indeed, the moving or renaming, how it's mentioned in the terminal, has failed. Right here, you can see that we were referring to this website invalid directory, which does not exist. So let's handle this error gracefully. We can do this by chaining the operation with an error handler via RT on error, which we're going to place right here after rt.movefile. Let's change this to wrap so we can see better. So in case of an error, we're going to print there was an error, please try again later. Now when the operation fails, the visitor sees a friendlier message. No error is logged because it's considered handled. And let's give it a try. So if we refresh the page, we can see that we have a friendlier message and no error is logged to the console. This is because the error is considered handled by the code, but the web page is still showing a success message. That's because it's showing no matter what. As you can see, it shows right here, even if there is an error, right? Well, let's show the message only if the operation succeeded. We can do that with rt.onSuccess, which we're going to add it to the move file operation. On success. So recipe photo uploaded successfully is in this on success callback, and we can remove it from its previous position. So let's give it a go. Let's restart JSCause. Let's reload here. And there you go. There was an error, but there is no success message the way we intended. Now, we also have a peculiar situation. The result message appears at the bottom. How can we make it appear at the top? Well, that will mean that we must prioritize the displaying of the messages over the displaying of the form. The issue at hand here is that the move file operation is asynchronous, meaning that JSCause, well, JavaScript really, will schedule the file move operation and continue down the code without waiting for the file operation to complete. So the form gets displayed first, and then the operation completes, and the messages are displayed later. So that's why they appear here at the bottom. Lucky for us, we count on rt.runAfter. Anything we put inside an rt.runAfter construct will be run only after each and every synchronous operation in the code gets completed. In this case, we have only one operation, which is moving the file. So when that completes and the message gets displayed, then the form gets displayed. Let's give it a try. Let's restart JSCause. Let's submit the form. And there you have it. Now the message appears at the top of the form and not at the bottom. Let's fix the destination path. Remember, we deliberately made it invalid. So all we need to do is to remove this part of the path. And once again, we restart and we reload. And everything is good again. Recipe photo uploaded successfully. That's it for this lesson. In our next lesson, we'll handle storing the actual recipe.